Team Racing Series returns to ETV Live on Tuesday nights following the Fast Track Racing Series radio show. After organizing a highly successful team series in 2010, Jerry Wolf is back with some kick butt, take no prisoners, team racing action like you have never seen before. The ETV Live Team Racing Series is sponsored by HD Radio Network live on Tuesday nights from 9 p.m. Eastern. Don't wimp out, dude. Catch the action live at etv-eplay.net.
Back in the booth, that's for the ETV Live, powered by the HD Radio Network. Before we get into tonight's broadcast and starting on, we first have to make an apology for last week's broadcast. We are the ETV Live, powered by HD Radio Network, the leader in sim broadcasting, and last week we did not show it for you guys for the team series. We cut off our broadcast halfway through for shoddy internet, which we have pretty sure we fixed, and we were plugging other broadcasters, which we should not have been doing. So for that, we are truly sorry for the ETV Live team broadcast team. But anyway, on that note, Kyle, welcome to Iowa.
Yeah, Kyle, it's great to be here at Iowa Speedway. It's one of my favorite racetracks to visit here in iRacing, and I think we're going to have ourselves a great race to watch tonight. This is one of the few tracks where you actually can have some multiple groove racing. The top and the bottom do work very well at this racetrack. It's all about how you can make it happen with your car, but either line will work. It's all about you.
Quickly before we go off and to get the race and stuff, we're going to look at last week's results from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It was kind of an interesting race at Las Vegas. Dakota Ehrman admitted fault for that accident that took out basically the whole field. And interesting time. But John Abbott from the Full Throttle series took home the victory, leading 32 laps, so he led the most laps last week also. Billy Weeks from Halls on Post came in second. Andrew Berger from Super Speedway Cup came in home third. So once again, we get 1, 2, 3 different teams. Fourth was Jonathan Medellin. Fifth was Glenn Hendrick. Sixth was Guy Schneider the fourth. And then one of the non-wreck race cars was Timothy Silman coming home seventh.
Steve Rosner, CJ Levert, and Rod Flagg rounded out your top 10 with Dakota Ehrman, Larry Mulliken, Joshua Harbison, Steve Spees, Donnie Klein, Brandon Chuberko, Dwayne Vincent, and Mark Bratcher rounding out your driver field. On the team side of things, it was the Super Speedway Cup team who brought home the victory. Halls on Post came home in second place with the ETV Live team in third, Crossed Out Motorsports fourth, Full Throttle fifth, Asphalt Assault sixth, and Hollywood Motorsports seventh.
And now we're going to throw it down trackside for the national anthem by the Cactus Cuties.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hello there, and welcome back to Iowa Motor Speedway. I'm going to quickly run through the grid here since we did kind of kick off stuff a little late. Starting first on the pole is going to be Greg McKinney. Second is going to be Roddy Manny. Third is Jesse Murphy. Fourth, Billy Weeks. Fifth, Josh Harbison. Sixth, Dwayne Vincent. Seventh is Brandon Traburko. Eighth is Steve Spees. Ninth, Michael Keaton. Rounding out your top 10 is going to be Timothy Stillman. 11th is going to be Guy Schneider the 4th. John Abbott's going to roll off 12th. 13th, Andrew Berger. Jose Gonzalez is going to roll off 14th. David Lanza 15th. Doug Roth 16th. Rod Flagg 17th. 18th, Mark Bratcher. 19th, Glenn Hendrick. 20th, Steve Rosner. 21st is going to be Jonathan Medellin. CJ LeVere is going to roll off 22nd. Larry Mulligan is going to roll off 23rd. And Sean W. Brown 25th. And riding shotgun tonight, Bobby Terrell rolling off 25th.
Field has left pit road, and they are at the beginning of their 2 pace laps. Seen a couple new faces in here for the first time this season. Nice to see a couple new drivers joining us here for the ETV Live Team Series, and one of them's on the pole.
Yeah, Greg McKinney, he's always been a force to reckon with. He's always been fast, but I'm going to quickly, actually, as the pace car's going to, do we get 2 laps here at Iowa, Kyle?
We do.
Well, if that's the case, then we're going to quickly make our picks for tonight's victor. I think what I'm going to go is I'm going to have to go down to, you know what? I'm going to take the pole sitter since we are at a short track and Greg McKinney. He's always shown speed in these speed cars.
You hit me good there, Kyle. I was thinking the same thing. For driver, I'm not too sure who I'm going to go with, but I'm definitely going to keep my eye on the Halls on Post team. We saw 2 weeks ago at Martinsville how dominant they were able to be at the short track, and we're at another short track again. So I definitely think that these guys have the chance to do something great again. Keep your eyes on the white Halls on Post cars for tonight's race.
That's definitely a smart choice. I didn't even think about it, that we were at a short track and how good Halls on Post was at Martinsville, so definitely that's a good choice. As the pace car is working their way through 3 and 4 right now, the pace car is going to make that left-hand turn down onto pit road, and they're going to leave the field in the hands of Greg McKinney. As here they come down the front stretch here at Iowa Motor Speedway. Green flag is now up in the air as Greg McKinney gets a good start.
McKinney off to a great start. He's going to jump out to a 2 to 3 car length lead as they head into turn number 1. The 21 machine of Ryan, no, that's not Ryan Manning. Jesse Murphy going to try and battle Ryan Manning as they come off of turn 2, side by side all the way back through. Can't quite do it. Manning's going to clear him on the top side into turn 3.
And Joshua Harvinson, Billy Weeks, and the Brandon Traburko just went 3 wide going through 3 and 4 there. You got to be careful. Iowa's got a lot of room in these turns, but not always is the case. As they're going to see Brandon Traburko almost go up into the top of Billy Weeks.
Near contact there. Everybody keeps it clean and green as the top 5 start to single out side by side back for about 7th place. That battle just now wrapping up. The 16 machine loses a spot to the 6th. And looks like the top 10 is all single file. Chaburka now going onto the back bumper on the number 21 machine. He looks low into turn number 1. Going to try and make something happen. The 21 slides up. Chaburko clears. Here comes Billy Weeks in the 3. He can't clear off the turn and fights it into 3.
Well, Joshua Harbison is stuck on the outside right now, so he's going to go backwards as Joshua Harbison is going to work underneath the 21 machine of Jesse Murphy as they go off into 1 and 2.
Murphy and Harbison side by side right now, as it looks like Murphy has the advantage. Coming off the turn, he's going to be able to clear and down into turn number 3. Harbison looking back down to the inside to try and make something happen. Can't quite do it off of 4. Give it to the 21 as we got a car sideways. I believe that was the 16 of Michael Keaton off of turn 4. Looks as though he held on.
Michael Keaton had a very nice save coming off of 4. He just kind of got up, got on the marbles a little bit, got it sideways, got it all, gathered it up, and back on racing. A little bit further back on the pack, we're going to look at the number 10 car of John Abbott battling David Lanza. Lanza is going to make his move and make his way by John Abbott as they go down the front stretch.
Abbott's going to clear, and just behind them, the 31 and the 12 machine side by side. That's Glenn Hedrick and the new racer to the series, Jose Gonzalez. Gonzalez going to give up that spot to Hedrick as he clears coming off at 2 and down into 3. Just ahead of him, the 10 car looking to make a move high. Doesn't quite have the momentum now, and Glenn Hedrick's going to slide on by into turn 1.
Wow, Glenn Hedrick went by John Abbott like he was standing still, but when he definitely got into 1 and 2 there, he got a little bit loose under braking. So maybe he wants to pump up that front brake bias just a click or two, maybe not have it so loose going in.
Yeah, possibly if he gets a quick yellow here, or actually I think they can do that in their cars, my bad. Still got a long ways to go, so they can make that quick adjustment and still be able to compete fairly well. We're just completed lap 7 of 115 here tonight. But just got to take it a little bit easy now with knowing that setting is a little bit off for you, and see what you can do with it.
The guy Schneider the 4th is battling a really loose race car right now. He just got freight trained by 4 cars. Every time he gets it down in the corner, it snaps sideways on him until he gets it. He has to run all the way to the bottom for that car not to come around. If he runs the middle in the top lane, like you see some of these guys doing, all of a sudden the back end starts to snap on him.
Yeah, Iowa can be a bit of a loose racetrack here, especially coming off the corners, as now Snyder looks like he got a piece of the wall. But coming off these corners, you hit the throttle too hard and too early, you're going to go around or at least slide it, and that can be that can lead to a very miserable night for you if you're doing that quite often.
Back in battling for 17th position right now, Rod Flagg just went by the number 24 machine, Mark Bratcher, and a little bit further back, it's kind of a little bit of a hornet's nest. You got Jonathan Medellin in the 4, Sean W. Brown in the 25, CJ Levere in the 11. So this is starting to get a little bit interesting and racy for kind of around the last position. As John Abbott's just kind of looking at this and just, or I'm sorry, that's Doug Roth just looking at this, just nah, whatever. You guys fight it out. You guys wreck. I'll just scoot on by.
He's taking it easy and watching the great racing in front of him. He got 3 rows of 2x2 as now that just separated as the 25 machine jumps down low. He's going to make the move underneath of the 24. We got a car up into the wall. I think that's the number 1 of Larry Mulligan, getting a little too hot. Now he falls to the back of the field. And the 25 still working on the 24. He slides up a little bit, and Bratcher's going to clear him.
As they come onto the front stretch here, we got the number 4 of that's Jonathan Medellin battling with Mark Bratcher here as they go off into 1 and 2. Bratcher's got that outside line, so he's going to have a run off, see if he can clear Jonathan Medellin, which he will.
Great side-by-side racing, and as I said at the top of the broadcast, you can use both lines here at Iowa. The top side, oh, and we have a massive crash. Josh Harbison's high into the air.
I don't know what happened there. I'm going to have to back it up, but I think Joshua Harbison gets an ambulance award. As he kind of came off of 3 and 4, the car went around and he overcorrected, got stuck in the fence, went for a crazy ride, flipping through the air, so tough break for him, and also the 15 of Timothy Silman got collected.
Wow, I was watching that battle with Bratcher, and in the background, as they had started to come up to it, I saw the 14 machine high into the air. That did not look pretty at all. Oh, a nasty, nasty crash for the number 14 of Joshua Harbison. Probably going to end his night.
I'm surprised he's even rolling after that huge crash. He probably, I don't know, what would the Russian judge give that? About a 6 on the landing or a 4?
I am not too sure. All we know is that was definitely a brutal landing.
Yeah, as they're going to come around here, we're going to see probably everybody down on pit road as Greg McKinney, our new guy to the series, was kind of walking away. He had opened it up to his second lead before that caution came down, and sure enough, everybody's coming down. What did you do here? 4 tires or 2 tires?
I'm thinking the call would be to take 4 tires. It's hard to make 2 tires work out of something, and it's still early in the race. I mean, a 2-tire strategy might be able to work if you have within a 10-lap shootout, but for right now, you got about 15 laps into the tires. I'd say go with 4 and see what you can do.
What we're going to see here as the right sides go up on the number 20 machine to Greg McKinney. He got into his box a little bit slower than some of these other guys as the left sides are going to go up. As the 27 of Brendan Traburko, or 29 of Brendan Traburko is going to beat him off pit road. I'm not too sure, actually, because I'm not sure where the commitment cone is. And nope, Greg McKinney is still your leader.
A very close battle coming off of pit road. Traburko just about had him as they came out of the pits. He moved his way up to second place before the caution flag had come out, and he was trying to nip just a little bit more to take that lead as we go back to green flag here in a couple of laps, but couldn't quite get it. Greg McKinney goes back to the top.
We're going to reset your field quickly here as they're going to come across the line. Your leader, still your post hitter, is still your leader. That's the number 20 machine of Greg McKinney. Second is going to be Brandon Traburko. Third, Billy Weeks. Fourth, Ryan Manning. And rounding out your top 5, Dwayne Vincent.
Jesse Murphy's number 21 machine is going to line up on the restart here in 6th place. Michael Keaton 7th. Steve Spees 8th. Andrew Berger 9th. And rounding out the top 10 in the number 8 machine is David Lanza.
And we're going to step away for a very quick commercial, and then we'll be back for green flag action.
Successful team series in 2010, Jerry Wolf is back with some kick butt, take no prisoners, team racing action like you have never seen before. The ATV Live Team Racing Series is sponsored by HD Radio Network, live on Tuesday nights from 9 p.m. Eastern. Don't wimp out, dude. Catch the action live at etv-eplay.net. Where you could hear everything from big 80s metal to classic rock and roll, country radio, ETV, live sports radio, even adult and unplugged rock and roll. HDRadioNetwork.com, one of the fastest growing internet radio networks, HDRadioNetwork.com. Take it with you, cowboy. Get the mobile app for Android, iPhone, iPad, and all the rest from TuneIn.com.
Welcome back to the ETV Live Team Series powered by the HD Radio Network here at Iowa Motor Speedway for the Hulls on Post 100. As the pace car is going to work its way into turn 3, lights are on top of the pace car. Greg McKinney is going to lead him down to the green flag, followed by Brendan Traburko, Billy Weeks, and Ryan Manning and Dwayne Vincent. So, top 5 really got strung out there. Like I said, Greg McKinney had a second lead as the pace car is going to make its left-hand turn down to pit road, leave the field in the hands of Greg McKinney as they come down to the start-finish line here as green flag goes up in the air. And wow, Brendan Traburko timed Greg McKinney's start perfectly. I'm not sure. Brendan Traburko might actually get a black flag. He did beat McKinney to the line.
Indeed he did. We'll have to see how that plays out in the officials' opinions. But he gets a great start. He clears McKinney, and he's starting to pull away from Greg McKinney as they're nearly 3 wide behind McKinney. Hauls on post driver Billy Weeks, stuck in the middle there for a quick second. Everybody clears, and now Ryan Manning moving down to the inside and trying to make a move for third.
Wow. Brendan Traburko got shot out of a cannon, but I looked further back to the 8 of David Lanza. He got a little bit loose out of 2 and almost stacked up the whole field. So now the Super Speedway guys and the 30 of Andrew Berger and the 32 of Rod Flagg got stuck on the outside, which isn't a bad place to be here at Iowa.
No, it really isn't. The outside line, if done correctly, gets a very good run coming off of the turns. And you see a lot of battles go on lap after lap because that outside driver is able to work his way around the inside driver using the exit of the corner. And that's a big key factor to keep some really interesting racing here.
I'm not sure if Ryan Manning got up into the wall or not, but he's going backwards in a hurry. The 26 of Steve Spees and the 21 of Justin Murphy kind of went around him 3 wide. When you're on 4 fresh tires at any track, you kind of feel like Superman. You can get that top side working just for a little bit. But with the way iRacing kind of works out is that you maybe only have a max of 1 or 2 laps to use that outside lane to your advantage before it's riding around on the bottom again.
Indeed it is. Looking through the field now, everybody for the most part starting to get single file and starting to settle in here. I think we might have a battle for the lead. Looks like we might be. McKinney's starting to get a little antsy. He wants his lead back, but he's got a mirror full of Billy Weeks, and now he's separates himself from Weeks a little bit. He's going to charge down to the inside off of turn number 2. Side by side, a little wiggle from Traburko, going to hurt his forward progress. Down into turn 3, still side by side, they make contact, and Traburko meets the outside wall.
Wow, Traburko just got punted by Greg McKinney. McKinney went in there a little hot, floated up a little bit, and just punted for Traburko, as we're going to see over the team, over the team radios right now, as we're getting word from Greg McKinney that he was sorry for what happened there. He didn't mean for that to happen. As I think Kyle Young might be out to a hot dog stand, so I'll fill in for him a little bit more as these teams are starting to talk that maybe that was possibly net code. As Greg McKinney is going to get bit on pit road. Everybody's going to come down except Greg McKinney. So, wow, definite change of pace here. Greg McKinney, I'm not sure if I would have done that strategy after being out for almost 10 laps on those tires, so he's going to be freight trained. So, definitely not a smart choice by Greg McKinney. But Billy Weeks is going to lead Dwayne Vincent, Michael Keaton down pit road. Steve Spees and Jesse Murphy are all going to come into their pit stalls as Joshua Harbison is going to take his car to the garage, load it up on the hauler, and leave the track after his horrendous wreck with the wall and flipping through the air. Billy Weeks is going to win the race off of pit road, followed by Michael Keaton, Dwayne Vincent, Steve Spees, Jesse Murphy, and then David Lanza, and then the 30 of Andrew Berger. As we're going to get everything caught up to you when we come back, we're going to take another ETV Live commercial break.
If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50-caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
for those most famous words in motorsports. Drivers, start your engines!
Michael Conti comes up at a corner number 4, and the checkered flag, he wins his first NASCAR iRacing.
Hello there, and welcome back to the Iowa Motor Speedway. Kyle Young is unfortunately having a couple computer issues right now as they're wrecking off in the back. I was going to bring Dakota Ehrman in here for a little bit. He's been kind of the saving grace over these last couple of weeks. Oh, now that Dakota's up in the booth because Kyle Young is having some computer issues. We just had a wreck between Steve Spees and a couple other people. Dakota, I don't know. You've been our saving grace here over the last couple of weeks for this ETV Live Team Series powered by the HD Radio Network.
Always glad to be here and help, but man, that wreck, I don't know. These guys were 3 wide. How about that? Before that, kind of 3 wide, 2 wide, moving around a lot. We actually got a new leader out of the whole ordeal, and it looks like the 26 watches him, Steve Spees, 6th position coming off of turn number 2. I want to say this is on lap 31, turn 4 actually, and it looks like the 6 just comes up, and they just kind of make contact, and it's just enough that it's going to put the 6 through the grass. The 26 will come down and make contact with a few of the cars. That'll definitely hurt the 26, but the 6 might be all right here.
Well, and also talking about that is Michael Keaton and the 28 of Guy Schneider of the 4th, I think, got together there under that green flag, or it was Greg McKinney, I can't remember, one of the two. So Michael Batman Keaton is going to go to the point. Hopefully he doesn't come over air and blurt out a random expletive, because he's been known to do that lately.
Just occasionally, you know, once or twice, it's happened.
Sure, John won't like that too much, but anyway, here, kind of shaking up the standings right now. Michael Keenan is your new leader. Guy Schneider the 4th is 2nd. 3rd is Billy Weeks. 4th, Greg McKinney. And rounding out your top 5 is David Lanza. So, a couple new faces up at the front of the pack here. Greg McKinney's been kind of not getting the starts that he wants, because here in the ETV Live Team Series, powered by the HD Radio Network, they do not decide when they want to go. They go on the green lights, so that's why everybody gets a fair advantage, but I always feel sometimes that that person on the outside can get a better advantage if he knows where the lights are.
Yeah, I think it's more of a thing where the outside, or I mean, anybody trying to anticipate the start can get a jump out of this, or can cause a big checkup or a stack up in the field. But I'll tell you what, we have somebody from ETV Live, the team, on the radio here. It's Michael Keaton, current leader, who kind of came out of nowhere here. He started 9th and just kind of somehow was able to get to the lead before the caution come out. Michael, man, Dakota Ehrman up the broadcast booth, joined by Kyle Peddle. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
And it's, Michael, man, how did you manage to get up to the front here?
Well, I guess I've played my cards right. I've been kind of, if you've noticed, I've been riding behind Dwayne Vincent since the beginning of the race and just kind of following him. And then in that last pit stop, I only took right sides, which put me out in the 4th, and I started behind Guy Snyder, which, like you guys were talking about, how the high side there has a little bit of an advantage on the restart, and he actually timed the restart pretty daggum good, and I stayed right with him. He went low, and I had so much steam and momentum that the high side just carried me to the lead, and unfortunately the caution came out, but it was some tight racing, I guess. I think I hit somebody, I don't know.
And man, with you following the way Vincent, like you said earlier, still have to run, or quite a ways still have to run, do you know how your car is right about now?
I think it's great. Of course, we haven't gotten a long run in yet. We've got a semi-long run in, maybe a 15-lap or 20-lapper, and it felt pretty good. I was able to stay in a position, you know, and not really go back and not really move up any. So I guess that's good.
And do want to ask, I don't believe we've had an ETV Live to team member finish inside the top 5 yet. Are you got to do it here tonight?
That's a lot of pressure, Dakota. But I'll try.
All right.
These guys are good. These guys are good. I mean, this is a good group of guys in here. I mean, I get the privilege of, you know, calling a lot of races, and you guys know all these people in here racing too, and they're good, you know. So I see them week in, week out, how they perform on the racetrack. Obviously, you heard me say that I was following Dwayne Vincent, so that says something.
All right, and there's Michael Keaton, your current leader, kind of out of nowhere. Good luck to him and the rest of the race, Kyle, and good to hear from a driver every once in a while. So we're now, I believe, double file. Going to be going green flag racing, I want to say this time or next?
This time by, the lights are out on top of the pace cars. They're going to work their way into turn 3 and 4, and we're going to have the field led down by Michael Keaton. You just heard him in the broadcast booth. Hopefully he doesn't pull what you did at Las Vegas, Dakota, and take out half the field.
We definitely brought a different car, you know, had to make sure. But here comes the green flag. Pace car's off. Watching Michael Keaton get set to lead him to the green flag, and we're gonna wait just a second. Green flag seems to be out. There goes Keaton with a pretty good run on the inside. He has company from the 28. Is 3 wide behind him. Somebody went, somebody didn't on the inside back there. The battle out front for the lead is still going on. So 28 on the outside. That is Guy Snyder on the outside of Michael Keaton, and Keaton still looking on the inside once more on that 28 machine. 28 carrying the momentum, and the wrecking caution will be out. Keaton will hold up the lead. A big wreck behind him.
Oh, this one's going to be huge. Billy Weeks of the 3 car got loose getting into turn 3 and 4. Didn't get it wound up, overcorrected it, took out Steve Rosner. His teammate, Billy Weeks' teammate of the Jonathan Medellin, was in the inside wall. So big drunk there. And when you were talking about the car that got a big jump on the start, that was the 11 car. CJ LeVere took a bunch of people 3 wide.
Yeah, well, I mean, he just took off. But man, that 3 of Billy Weeks. He went for a ride, ended up on his roof more than once, and it all starts with, I just want to say, just maybe overcorrected or got loose, like you said. Not exactly sure. I want to actually get on board of the 3 and see what starts this. And when I'm watching it, I can't tell. It's like he just suddenly turns down like he's sideways. It doesn't look like there was a whole lot of contact made or anything, so just something kind of weird.
And definitely a tough break for Billy Weeks. Got into the corner too hot. And he just kind of got on the corner too hot. Car got sideways, overcorrected. But how about this? Shout out to Mark Bratcher. After last week, after his whole team left him, he got a couple new people out this week. He got Ryan Manning in the 22, and he's got Greg McKinney in the 20. And I'll tell you what, if you want somebody on your team, you want those two. Those two are very fast. So Mark Bratcher going into the pool, pulling out a couple new drivers for this weekend. I know Hollywood Motorsports doesn't have a chance at the championship after what Luza and them pulled on poor Mark Bratcher, but hey, shout out to them. They're still in this series.
Yeah, glad to have them in here, and glad to see them back in. And I want to say Mark Bratcher was in the mix of things there. I don't know if he missed that wreck, but I know he was checking up pretty big time, so we'll have to see. I do want to check that, but yeah, I think Mark Bratcher was able to sneak through that wreck clean. How about that? That was all in front of him.
Actually, Dakota, he didn't sneak through it too much. He's got a little bit of front-end damage, I think, from the flipping car of Billy Weeks. I haven't been able to hand out a true ambulance award, as the famous Adam Gilliland would say, because Billy Weeks did end up getting his car rolling after that, but he definitely flipped a good 3 or 4 times, went for a wild ride, car landed on all fours, and he kept on trucking.
and can confirm that he does have nose damage, and that would be from the 12, Jose Gonzalez, who was also a new guy for. He was kind of representing the Rosen Racing guys, and it looks like he kind of came down in front of the 24 after he was spun out. So that would be Jose Gonzalez coming down in front of the 24, driver for Hollywood Motorsports, Mark Bratcher, and that will kind of hurt Bratcher, but hopefully not too bad. I know if they take some tape off, he might be all right there.
Well, we still do have 23 cars in this race, so that's a lot better than where we were at this point at Vegas. But definitely a bunch of cars got taken out in that wreck. Let's see if they can all get their damage repaired, get back out there, run as fast as they were. And I'm just going to give you a quick update on the accident report. There was Billy Weeks, Mark Bratcher, Steve Spees, Steve Rosner, and Jose Gonzalez as the cars on pit road that were damaged or either out of this race or potentially out of this race because of this.
And I believe here, Kyle Young will be joining us momentarily here, just a few, to finish out the race here. Lap 42 of 115, working the backstretch double file, getting set for green flag racing once again here at Iowa Speedway. Last time we went to the green flag, it was Michael Keaton leading the way, and he was just barely able to hold off at 28 of Guy Snyder when it came down to the caution coming out. So will we see Snyder come back around Keaton here, or what's going to happen here? But what you call it, take it to the green here.
As the pace car is going to work its way off of turn 4, make that left-hand turn down on pit road, lead the field in the hand of Michael Keaton. Going to have to wait a couple seconds here as the green flag is going to go up in the air. Michael Keaton and Guy Schneider the 4th. Guy Schneider got a better restart on an outside line, so let's see if Guy Schneider can make that outside line work, as he's going to get a little loose getting into 1 and 2. He's going to go backwards in a hurry. He's still loose.
And now he's side by side with McKinney in the 20. McKinney has led almost every lap, or most of the laps tonight here, so he's now side by side with Snyder. Looks like the outside the place to be when in traffic, and that's not where McKinney is. He's going backwards, almost really wide behind him. And that will be the 28 of Guy Snyder getting around him now.
Actually, the cars that almost took Greg McKinney's 3 wide was Andrew Berger in the 30 in the Super Speedway Cup Series, and in the Asphalt Assault Series, that would be David Lanza. Andrew Berger is going to get loose on the outside. His teammate in the 31 is Glenn Hendrick is right behind Andrew Berger as they work onto the front straightaway. David Lanza gets a little bit loose.
One of the keys to this track is auto control and hanging in there.
McKinney got a little bit of a bump coming out at 2, got a little bit loose underneath the 28 car of Guy Schneider the 4th. That's going to allow the 30 car of Andrew Berger to work around the outside of the 20 machine of the Hollywood Motorsports machine of Greg McKinney, as David Lanza is going to try to work his way underneath of Andrew Berger as he's going to get a little bit loose, and that's going to check up the inside as they're going to go past Steve Rosner in the 27 machine of Crossed Up Motorsports.
And, you know, what I've been watching here is that it's still this battle for second place. When you watch McKinney, throws it down the inside, and here he's going to try and do it again. Looks like maybe he's looking inside, so he's going to be, yeah, he's got it down there on the center of the corner. He's door to door. He's actually going to clear Snyder. Looks like Snyder got a little loose there, but McKinney, man, he was having a lot of problems when it came clearing guys and passing, and now he's got to set his sights on the leader, Michael Keaton from ETV Live, the team, and again, McKinney from Hollywood Motorsports, looking to catch Keaton, who's just a little over half a straightaway or so away.
Well, we're going to go a little bit further back in the pack here to around the 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th, 12th position. They're all battling hard side by side. We got Glenn Hendrick in the 31 Super Speedway Cup Series. We got Timothy Silverman in the ETV Live Team Series. We got the 1 of Larry Mulliken, who earlier in the race got a little bit loose, fell to the back, and we've also got the 10 of John Abbott from the Super Speedway Cup Series, as the 21 of Ryan Manning is going to work underneath him in another Hollywood Motorsports car.
And I've been watching that battle. It's an extremely good battle right there, Kyle Peddle.
Oh, for sure. It sounded like you had a little lapse in what you were trying to say there, but it's all good as the number 26 machine. I think that one is actually Steve Spees. The car that was damaged and off the pace is Steve Rosner. So sorry about that for Steve Rosner fans who are, or actually Steve Spees fans, that I was saying that he was wrecked, as Steve Spees is going to go by the 31 of Glenn Hendrick, as the number 10 machine of John Abbott's going to try to work underneath the 31 machine of Glenn Hendrick.
and I am watching this, and man, Hedrick, he's hanging in there.
For sure, as now Glenn Hendrick's going to be kind of in the old NASCAR term of a rocking chair. He's going to be about half a tenth behind him, as John Abbott's going to dive it in on the bottom. As we're going to go a little bit further up, we got Timothy Stillman working underneath the 8 machine of David Lanza. And also a little bit further up, Ryan Manning just went by Sean W. Brown, kind of let him go, as actually a caution is going to come out, as the 21 of Ryan Manning is going to go underneath. Guy Schneider got a little bit loose first. We got action all over the track.
Yeah, we actually have a, I want to say caution. I know we did have a wreck. It was in front of Jesse Murphy, but the 21 who was in 10th position, lap 52, would actually get turned around, and that would kind of do him in. I don't know. I think he got a lot of contact, but it started with Guy Snyder, the 28, who started on the outside of the front row. Ended up getting turned around by, looks like, I want to say the one of Larry Mulliken. He comes down, and Mulliken going up at the same time. That'll spin Snyder around.
And then Ryan Manning kind of overcorrected in front of Dwayne Vincent. Dwayne Vincent had absolutely nowhere to go. And basically collected to Dwayne Vincent in that. So tough break for him. And I think I can finally say we have an ambulance award, and that will be awarded to Ryan Manning. Flipped over and is not continuing after that one.
So I don't think that was Manning.
I'm doing it again. It was the 21 machine of Jesse Murphy. Man, I am making the fans angry tonight. Also want to give a shout out to any of the listeners on the HD Radio Network, and glad they're tuning in to listen to here for the ETV Live Team Series powered by the HD Radio Network. We're working, I think, under our 4th caution or 5th caution tonight. CJ LeVere is going to stay out, and he's going to take over the overall lead. I might be doing that for bonus points and coming in after. Rod Flagg is going to follow behind him, and in 3rd is going to be Jose Gonzalez.
And would actually like to welcome back Kyle Young back in the broadcast booths, and that's going to be my cue to get out of here. So good luck, guys.
Thank you, Dakota Ehrman. I appreciate that a lot. I apologize to everybody out there. I believe I had a keyboard lock up, and you can't really talk when your keyboard locks up and you can't use your cue up key. We heard the top 3 guys who stayed out on the racetrack. It looks as though Michael Keaton has won the race off the pit road. He's got Greg McKinney behind him, Andrew Berger 3rd off pit road, Ryan Manning and Sean Brown top 5 off the pit road.
Definitely glad to have you back. I think you might have to punch that keyboard a couple times. But other than that, we're going to take a quick ETV Live powered by the HD Radio Network commercial break, and we'll come back for more green flag action.
If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products, reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com, and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
Welcome back to Iowa Motor Speedway for the ETV Live Team Series presented by the HD Radio Network. We are working lap 57 of 115 on the hulls on post 100. So cross flags up in the air. This time, or next time by, well, Kyle, we're halfway home.
Halfway home, and it's a shame that I missed the first half of it, but I'm back. So, looking through the lineup, two of the three guys who came in two of the three guys who stayed out under the first round of pit stops came in. That's going to leave Jose Gonzalez in the lead, with Michael Keaton, the first car who pit on his outside, and everybody behind them on fresh rubber.
Oh, I'm not sure what Jose Gonzalez was thinking about staying out right now. He's probably going to get freight trained by the whole field as the pace car is going to make that left-hand turn down on the pit road. Jose Gonzalez is going to lead the field to the green flag. We're going to have to wait a couple seconds because they're not allowed to go until the green light comes up in the air. As green flag is going to go up in the air, Jose Gonzalez is going to give her. Michael Keaton is just going to power around Jose Gonzalez as they go off into 1 and 2 here. We're going to see how this goes. Yep, there goes Michael Keaton around the outside of Jose Gonzalez. He's going to clear him down the back straightaway as the 30 of Andrew Berger is going to work underneath the 20 machine of Greg McKinney.
Gonzalez got to a great restart, but the strength of the outside line too big of an opponent for Gonzalez. Keaton gets out to about a 5-car length lead now as they're side by side for second place. The number 30 machine of Andrew Berger now looking underneath Gonzalez. Gonzalez might be thinking different about his strategy as he starts to work his way towards the back of the field.
Well, right now Jose Gonzalez is looking strong in the outside line, but I'm not sure that's going to last too long as Andrew Berger is going to clear him. Coming off 4, Steve Spies, is going to work underneath the 12 machine of Jose Gonzalez. Now Jose Gonzalez is going to fall back into the clutches of the 20 machine of Greg McKinney.
It's a confusing line of Steves for that team. As we've got, looks like the guys starting to get a little bit single file out, starting to get the battles settled in, as Michael Keaton's starting to run away from the field just a little bit. Berger's starting to reel him back in, actually, and we have a yellow on the track.
David Lanza actually got in there a little deep and got collected Ryan Manning. I think John Abbott destroyed. Bart Bratcher got in it again, so tough break for him. We're going to rewind here and give you the ETV Live Team Series. As actually, David Lanza definitely got into the corner too hot, hit the back of the Ryan Manning, who also went up into the one of Mulliken. So tough break for all those guys.
Yeah, that's a shame. You know, we see a lot of close racing at these short tracks, and unfortunately, sometimes it gets a little bit too close for comfort. And we saw that once again as a couple cars get together, and it takes out a couple more. It seems to be that we're having some bigger sized crashes here, and that's something that is a little unusual for the for short tracks.
Not necessarily. Some short tracks like here, Iowa, Bristol, Myersville, heck, even not a short track, even at Dover, it's the way that how you're confined to this such a little space that when cars start spinning, it plugs up the track in a hurry. And we're hearing now from race control is that these guys don't figure out how to race and not get these cautions, they're going to start handing out EOLs. Basically means to the end of the longest line. So basically it's NASCAR's equivalent of giving you the black flag because you can't figure out how to use your head and drive the car.
And you know, it starts to get a little bit serious when they start having to make those kinds of threats. Definitely not anything that these guys want to see, but unfortunately not the greatest of starts to this one so far. We still got half a race to go, so hopefully it gets a little bit better. And I'm optimistic that it will. If we can get some green flag laps in this track, it's great for providing some really good racing, and we could see a great one down at the end here.
It's funny, we talk about race control hammering down and saying if you guys get cautions, anybody who's used to dirt track racing, you know when that timer runs out or whatever you guys got going on for your local dirt track or whatever, and that timer counts down, hit 0 because you guys can't finish a 15-lap feature because you're wrecking so much, all of a sudden you bring out the caution, all of a sudden next thing you know it, you're on the trailer.
Indeed, it's an unfortunate thing to have to bring up to these guys. But looking through the field here, looking at who's where, I'm seeing 4 different teams in the top 5. So we haven't really seen too much of a dominant force in the teams so far tonight. Definitely 2 of the stronger vehicles in this one. The number 16 machine of Michael Keaton for the ETV Live team, and the number 20 machine of Greg McKinney. He's making his debut race here tonight for the Hollywood Motorsports guys. I definitely think that Mark Bratcher is going to be happy with having him on the team, as Jose Gonzalez pits from 3rd place. But so far we see quite a widespread variety of teams.
For sure. And Race Control is talking to Jose Gonzalez about his connection. He is blinking it. I know how that feels sometimes, looking up and you have a good connection and all of a sudden everybody's telling you you're blinking. Basically what happens when you start blinking is when you get around other race cars, you could be in one spot and all of a sudden your car will move over 2 feet up into the outside car, and the outside car will go into the wall, something that we call here online as netcode. And I've been a victim of netcode a couple times, and it's definitely not fun.
No, it is not. And in the world of simulation motorsports, your connection is definitely one of, if not the most important key to having a success in each and every race that you do. It's not only bad for you, but it's definitely bad for the drivers around you, and make you a risk to be around. As I believe we do. We have the white flag to green, and gonna do a quick run through here. Michael Keaton is going to bring the field back down to green as your leader. Andrew Berger to his outside in 2nd. Greg McKinney in 3rd. Timothy Silliman popping into the top 5. And we're not going green.
Race Control obviously saw something they didn't like, and they were like, nope, we're not going green, or maybe somebody stopped on the track. We're not sure. I'm going to take a quick look at this. Possibly, my guess is that somebody did stop on the track, but Michael Keaton's loving this. He's like, well, guys, get as many cautions as you want. I'll just kind of sit here in the lead, and I'll take it to the checkered flag.
The more laps out front for Keaton under yellow, the less he's got to worry about under green. We are going to get the restart with completing lap 67. So I believe, if my math is correct, that would be about 48 laps to go? 58 laps to go or so?
48 to go.
Alright, so 48 laps to go, and we go green here, starting to get down to the nitty-gritty, and you have to start working your way towards the front and start to get on that team channel to try and get you guys towards the front. We see 2 ETV Live guys in the top 4, and back behind them we see the, I believe it's the 2 Steves. We have Steve Spees and the 25 is Sean Brown. Those 2 guys are teammates running up with in 5th or 6th.
As the pace car is going to make the left-hand turn down onto pit road, the field is going to be left in the hands of Michael Keaton as they come down. Green flag up in the air. Andrew Berger gets a good start on the outside, but Michael Keaton's had the strong car so far as they barrel off into 1 and 2. 4th gear is it. They got themselves in the 4th gear here as Michael Keaton's going to clear Andrew Berger. He's going to power away, so definitely Michael Keaton's got the car to beat tonight. Further back, Doug Routh is working on the inside of Timothy Silliman. Sean W. Brown's working on the outside of the guy shy to the 4th.
Top 3 get away, single file, side by side for 5th place. Doug Roth trying to make something happen underneath of the 25 of Sean Brown. Brown going to use the top side to clear him, and now we got another machine moving down to the inside. I believe that is Guy Snyder. It is. He's going to take him 3 wide, and he's going to try and clear Roth off of turn 4. Can't quite do it. Roth might have skirted the wall, but it doesn't hurt him. He's got the advantage as they head to the line. Snyder going to give it another go as they head into 1.
As Schneider's going to go by him. Same with Steve Rosner. The 32 machine of Rod Flag. TJ LeVere is going to go by Doug Routh. And the number 29 of Brendan Traberko, who was damaged in our first caution. So Doug Roth is going backwards, and he's going backwards in a hurry.
Starting to fall back, but I look back up towards the field. Here comes Greg McKinney. He's looking down to the inside of Andrew Berger, and the two of them have caught back up to the rear bumper of Michael Keaton. McKinney's starting to show his strength once again. He's going to clear Berger into turn 3. He's going to try and progress off of turn 4 to make it up to Keaton, who has disappeared. Pedal.
As Michael Keaton is going to come back, obviously a little blip there. As McKinney's going to come get his car into 1 and 2, power it off, little bobble, but he doesn't care. He's powering to the inside of Michael Keaton as they go off into 3 and 4. They're trying to use up the same space as they come off 3 and 4. Keaton's got the advantage on the outside line. Get that lap to Keaton.
Keaton hangs on, but here comes Sean Brown into the battle now. He's around Berger. Now Berger trying to make something happen down below. McKinney trying to force by McKinney into the lead off of turn number 2. Great racing up front.
As they come off of 3 and 4, Michael Keaton all over the back bumper of the 20 machine of Greg McKinney. Greg McKinney is going to lead that lap. Sean W. Brown is going to work onto the inside of Michael Batman Keaton as they go off into 1 and 2.
Batman loses another spot. Sean Brown still on the inside. He was nearly clear. Keaton going to get the run off the top side and try to make it happen into turn 3. He slides a little bit. Brown going to try and clear. Can't quite get it. Gets the run through the middle of the corner, side by side. Wow, that was close at the line. Keaton not letting this one up at all. And McKinney's looking back at this battle. He's just waving out the mirrors. He starts pulling away from these guys.
As Michael Keaton and Sean W. Brown nose to nose going off into 3 and 4. Keaton's going to get on the binders a little bit later than Sean Brown. That might hurt him as they come off to 3 and 4. Like he said, McKinney is just smiling and loving this right now as he's pulling away a buttload. As Andrew Berger is going to work underneath the 60 machine of Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is still not clear of Sean Brown. So both Keaton, Brown, Berger, and Silman are all on top of each other, as now Brown is finally going to clear Keaton as they come off of 3 and 4 onto the front stretch.
Yeah, add Timothy Silman to this battle now. Sean Brown finally clears Keaton as side by side with Berger and Silman. Keaton gives Brown a little bump into turn number 1. He gets away with it and actually propelled him a little bit. He's got about a 2-car length advantage now. Berger down to the inside of Silman once again, trying to get by these ETV Live guys. Here comes the 26 of Steve Spees to the outside. He is trying to catch up to his Crossed-Out Motorsports teammate into second place. 4-car battle for third. Keaton and Silman make contact, and Keaton gets the worst end of it.
As Steve Spees is going to go by Michael Keaton and Andrew Berger, and he sets his sights on Timothy Silman. Steve Spees definitely had a strong car, same with Sean Brown, but the leader and leading the way is Greg McKinney. He is pulling away by almost a tenth a lap on Sean W. Brown. As I'm going to ask John if maybe we can do a little bit of side-by-side action between the battle for the 11th or 10th position between Chaburko and, as I'm dying here in the booth, Gonzalez, Manning, and a little bit further up front to the 3rd place, 4th place, 5th place is Silman, Berger, and Spees.
I told you if we got some green flag racing in here, we were going to see some great racing. This is wonderful, wonderful racing that we are seeing, and it falls right in line with how this series has been so far through these 4 races. Still with the battle through the top 5, we got 4 of them racing for the 2nd position. 2 Crossed-Out Motorsports guys, 2 ETV Live, or no, that's not 2 ETV Live guys. I'm sorry, Andrew Berger in 5th place, 2 separated Michael Keaton now. The battle's starting to die down a little bit, but they're still trying to reel each other in as Greg McKinney is now up to just over a 1-second lead.
Well, you're talking about the battle for 10th position right now. Chaburko with that damaged car just went by Jose Gonzalez. Jonathan Medelin's going to go by the outside of the 12 machine of Jose Gonzalez. As Glenn Hendricks is going to try to go around the outside again. But with Jose Gonzalez, with his connection, it's only a matter of time before maybe something happens. But that battle's starting to die down. So these guys, did I mention we only have 32 laps to go, and they're just starting to die down for now, because it's kind of the calm before the storm.
Indeed, it very well may be. There we go, if I can get it out. Everybody's starting to single file up for the most part through the field. Starting to get a little bit more side-by-side racing. The 22 machine of Ryan Manning, a big slide from the 29 of Chaburko, I believe that was. Wow, a huge slide. He hangs onto it and tries to work his way back up to those guys. Guy Snyder with a bit of a push through the middle of 1 and 2. That's going to allow Manning to get right up beside, or right up behind him, excuse me. And it looks to make something happen on the top side of turn number 3. Can't quite do it. Going to try and launch himself off of 4. Not close enough. He's going to look to the bottom maybe. Nope, going to stay behind. Still some really good racing back here. This is a battle for 8th place between Guy Snyder, the 4th, and Ryan Manning. Manning now to the bottom side off of turn number 2.
As further back, Chaburko got into the outside wall, going off into 1 and 2. Got a huge slide out of that car, wheeled it again, saved it. But a little bit further up, Ryan Manning's working on the inside. A guy shot of the 4th. And Schneider's going to get a little bit loose on the outside. That's going to give Manning the advantage going off into 1 and 2. As Manning is going to try and clear Schneider. As Schneider gets in a little bit too deep, pushes it up, gets loose, overcorrects it, almost gets into the outside wall. Almost collects the 4 machine of Jonathan Medellin. So close call there.
A big mistake for Guy Snyder, going to cost him about 2 or 3 positions. He falls back into the clutches of Brendan Chaburko. Now he slides off of 4. Chaburko slides off of 4 as well. These guys are putting it all out on the line, and we still got about 25 laps to go or so. But these guys are not giving an inch, and Snyder's loose again through 1 and 2.
Both Schneider and Brendan Chaburko are getting super loose as they go off into the corner. As Schneider is going to work on the outside here, as he's going to go a little bit further back. He's going to pin down Glenn Hendrick as Schneider gets a little bit loose, and now he's into the outside wall coming down the front straightaway as Guy scramble left, right, and center as Steve Rosser is going to come up in front of Guy Schneider, and also Jose Gonzalez is going to go by Schneider. It's a tough break for Schneider and his loose race car.
He might have hurt something in the steering. He's hit the wall a couple of times, and he's all sorts of sideways. He might have hurt that car quite a bit. He's going to try and maybe sit back here and ride it out and try to feel it out. See what he can do. He's still got a little bit of time, but not too much. Back up front is Greg McKinney pulling away. He's got just over a 2-second lead now. And as I was thinking, with Ryan Manning moving his way through the field, he knows that his teammate Greg McKinney is up front, and he knows that if the further up the leaderboard he can get himself, the better off it is going to be for those 2 Hollywood Motorsports guys. It's been a rough start to the season for Hollywood Motorsports, but they still want to be able to finish as well as they can, and they are not going to give up despite their adversity.
Well, while you were talking, there was a little bit of a battle that heated up for the 3rd position between Timothy Silliman and Steve Spees, as that's kind of fizzled out as Crossed Up Motorsports is 2nd and 3rd. So with the way that this is working right now, I'm not sure how many team cars are left, but right now Crossed Up Motorsports is having the best points day possible. As their 3rd place guy is Steve Rosser is up in the 20th position. So right now they're 2nd and 3rd, having a good points day for those 2 guys, but unfortunately their teammate not having such a good day.
If it stays the way it is, it stays green. It's going to come between these Crossed Up Motorsports guys of Steve Spees and Sean Brown, and the ETV Live crew of Timothy Silliman and Michael Keaton. Those 2 guys, those 2 teams actually, are only separated by 1 car. As now Silliman makes the move to the inside. He was around Berger. He was trying to make the move on Steve Spees. He couldn't quite do it. He was able to get back in line before Berger could get around. Berger, the lone Super Speedway Cup guy right now in the top 5.
Well, talking about Super Speedway guys, as Andrew Rod Flagg just went by CJ LeVere and Jonathan Medellin, as they are almost looking to go 3 wide here with Glenn Hendrick, Jonathan Medellin, and CJ LeVere. CJ LeVere is definitely getting in these corners really hot, so that's probably burning up that right front, so maybe look for him to have a huge push at the end of this race. But Glenn Hendrick is going to work around the outside of Jonathan Medellin, as he checks up hard, and almost his teammate Brandon Chaburko just about got into the back end of Glenn Hendrick. So almost a huge, tough break for Super Speedway Motorsports there.
Not something we want to do with just 21 laps to go, is to take out your teammate. Everybody's still hanging on clean and green, but these guys are getting brutal. These guys are getting rough. They know how much time is left on the ticker, and they know they got to start making their moves up there if they want to do something for their team. Starting to settle back out between that battle now as now Greg McKinney over 3 seconds. He is dominating this run. If this stays green, this is all McKinney.
Oh, McKinney's kind of basically put himself on cruise control here as Steve Spees and Sean Brown. Nothing's changed there. And you got Timothy Silliman, Andrew Berger, Michael Keaton, and Ryan Manning kind of just out in his own little world right now. He is running 23.828 lap times, so he's one of the fastest cars out on the track right now.
Indeed he is, and he is making it known. He's trying to do everything he can to support his team, support himself, and do whatever he can to finish well. As we have a yellow out on the Speedway, just under 20 laps to go. It's going to bring the field tighter. That is not what Greg McKinney wanted to see.
It was Jonathan Medellin that got turned around or got loose or something. I'm going to back up my replay right now. As he's actually going to get bumped from CJ Levere. Talked about him burning that right front off. Pushed up the track, got into Jonathan Medellin. And Kyle, once again, we're going to have a shootout. We had this at Martinsville. We had this at Daytona. I'm not sure about Vegas because we had that trouble with our broadcast, like I said earlier on, that we are truly sorry for. But once again, coming here to Iowa, we're going to have another 5 or 6 lap shootout, so hold on tight.
Not quite going to be 5 or 6. It's probably, I think it's going to be just over 10 laps. But I'm really glad we don't have a legit fantasy board because my guys, you know, the picks at the beginning of the race, my hauls on post guys, they'd be hurting my team. It's been a rough night for those guys with the success that they had at Martinsville. It didn't really carry over here tonight at Iowa. I believe some of the other guys got caught up in some earlier wrecks while I was dealing with some difficulties, and that just doesn't add to the score here for Medlin. A tough break for the hauls on post guys.
Well, I don't know what Greg McKinney was thinking. Greg McKinney stays out. Timothy Silliman took 2 tires. He's going to be second. Sean Brown, third. Or, sorry, that's going to be, yes, that's going to be third. Steve Spees is going to come out fourth. Michael Keaton, fifth. Ryan Manning did not beat out Andrew Berger, so he's going to stay out in about the 6th or 7th position. So, interesting strategy by Greg McKinney. Don't know what was going through his head there. I don't think he's going to be able to hold him off for about 15 or so laps.
Yeah, that's a bold move for Greg McKinney. We know how important tires are here in iRacing, and he stays out. The rest of the field comes in behind him. This is going to be a very interesting battle. We're going to have less than 15 laps to go when we go green. Race control determining that Larry Mulliken is going to be your lucky dog. He is going to come around the pace car and join the field as 2 laps down now instead of 3. But definitely the big story that has just developed, Greg McKinney stays out under caution.
Definitely an interesting strategy called by Greg McKinney. And actually, when you say the lucky dog, you got to make sure you say that lucky dog is presented by the ETV Live, powered by the HD Radio Network. Can't plug them can't plug them enough. They're the sponsor of this race. They're the ones that make it happen. If you're looking, I know this season we're all filled up for ETV for broadcast, but if you talk to either John or JD, try to figure out something, schedule it on for next year. Remember, ETV Live, powered by the HD Radio Network, the leader in sim broadcasting.
So as we start to regroup here, I believe trying to look over and see what we got. It's definitely going to be Crossed Up Motorsports and the ETV Live crew, who seem to have the best chance at some points. But I'm looking back behind Ryan Manning, and I see another 3 Super Speedway Cup drivers. So that team is starting to come together close in positions, but they're just a little bit behind on the leaderboard. If these guys can make a decent run up through the field a little bit, and I'd say get everybody in the top 10, maybe around the top 8 or so, they might be able to contend for the team win for this one. Ryan Manning has definitely a chance to move up and try and get to Greg if Greg can stay up front with the tire strategy he decided to use, as we're going to double up now. We have 1 to go. It is going to be 13 laps when we go green.
As the pace car is going to work their way through 1 and 2 right now, Greg McKinney with old tires. Like, I mean old. I mean your grandma's old. That's how old they are. It was probably a 60, 70 lap run there, or maybe a little bit less than that, but definitely not the smartest call that I've seen Greg McKinney do before. As they're going to work down the back straightaway here. When that pace car makes that left-hand turn, Greg McKinney cannot jump the start. He has to wait for the green lights. That is what race control said in the drivers' meeting today. You jump the start, you get an EOL, you get a black flag, you have to come down pit road, and you go to the back of the pack. So now, as the pace car is going to come onto the front stretch here, he's going to make that left-hand turn, going to leave the field in the hands of Greg McKinney, and he's going to be followed on his outside by Timothy Silliman. As the green flag goes up in the air, Silliman just absolutely dominated McKinney on that restart here. We're going to have to see what race control is going to say about that. No black flag. McKinney goes to the bottom here. No doing as Silliman, as we get a caution further back in the pack. The 3 Super Speedway cars just got together.
Ow, that's a tough break. Those guys were starting to do something. They looked like they were going to be able to get into position and maybe make something happen. But Timothy Silliman got a great jump, and he's going to be able to lead the field down to the green flag this time. A tough break, and actually looking through it, it's the Super Speedway guys who get together. It looks like Rod Flag got into the back of Andrew Berger. That is not what you want to do this late in the going.
Oh, the person that really wants to see these cautions come out in a hurry is Greg McKinney. As I'm not sure, Greg McKinney did not lead. Timothy Silliman is your new leader. That was right. He got a crazy start. So let's see if Greg McKinney can return the favor to Silliman on this next restart. Powered by, but I'm not sure with that old tires from Greg McKinney if he's going to have enough to do it. And also remember, too, that these cars need somehow to get back to the pits and back to the shops. When you call somebody, you got to call Gary Mercer Trucking. They'll get your stuff all the way wherever you want it to.
Yeah, looking back at that wreck, they didn't take out just one of the Super Speedway Cup guys. That took out like 2 or 3 of them. After the 32 machine got into the back of the number 30 and spun him around, CJ Levere barely missing the nose at the spinny 30. Chaburko tried to check up and make an avoidance, but he actually lost control of the car doing that, and he got into the number 30 machine. Chaburko now going to pull behind the wall. The window net is down. He's climbing out of the car. He's done for the night. But a tough going for some of these guys towards the end of the race. It's definitely going to shake things up for the team element now, as we're going to get a restart within 10 laps to go. Less than 10 laps to go on a restart. We're on a short track. Should I go back and reach for my boxing gloves behind the desk here, Kyle? Because we might need them.
Oh, for sure we're going to need the boxing gloves tonight. 10 laps to go. As we're hearing from race control, Larry Mulliken is going to get another lucky dog presented by the ETV Live, presented by the HD Radio Network. So, good fortunes is happening for Larry Mulliken. I think that might be the last wave around for him, because now we are officially inside 10 laps to go. So Larry Mulliken is going to only be 1 lap down now.
Mulliken going to pass by and try to catch up, as after the incident, we're going to restack the field for you. Timothy Silliman in the number 15 machine for the ETV Live, guys. He is out in front. And with the tires that is underneath of Greg McKinney, I don't know if McKinney has anything for him. Silliman might be sitting in the catbird seat right now to be able to take advantage. Greg McKinney making his debut race for Hollywood Motorsports is going to line up in second. Sean Brown for Crosstop Motorsports is going to line up in third place. And now we have the repeat of team, the ETV Live team, showing their second driver, Michael Keaton, in fourth place. And the number 26 of Steve Speece is going to round out the top 5.
It's definitely going to be interesting here. Remember, top 3 from the top finishing teams gets an interview at the race, and right now, as it stands, it's going to be another one of those weekends where we might have the top 3 finishers as the top 3 teams. Right now, we got to worry about Greg McKinney. Will he be able to hold on for these last 8 laps or 6 laps? So Definitely going to be interesting to see, but we also got to remember his teammate is very close to him. Ryan Manning is back in the 7th position here as the field comes by the start-finish line this time. I'm pretty sure we're going to have the 1 to go, which means put your helmets on, strap those belts tight again, or even tighter than what it's been before. Somebody gets in your way, move them. If they get in your way again, wall them. I don't know. Figure it out.
Grab the popcorn from out of the microwave because it's about to get good. We see a lot of different teams mixed in here with 2 drivers. I don't know if we have any teams with 3 drivers around the around chance to maybe do something, but this might be the closest team finish that we will have that we have had so far this season. It's going to get good here, Kyle.
Oh, it's definitely going to be a dogfight to the end. Glenn Hendricks, being a smart aleck, basically said, "Let's just ride." I highly doubt that's going to happen as they're working their way off of turn 3 and 4 here. Pace car is going to make that left-hand turn down on the pit road, leave the field in the hands of the 15 machine of Timothy Silliman to his outside Greg McKinney. Green flag up in the air. Silliman goes. McKinney tries to get the jump on him. No doing with those old tires as McKinney spins the tires a little bit as they work their way off into 1 and 2. McKinney all over the back bumper as Sean Brown works underneath the 20 machine of Greg McKinney. He is on the move as he gets loose coming off of 2.
Spinning in the back as Silliman clears, the yellow flag is out. They're nearly wrecking again up front. McKinney's into the wall. We had a wreck on the back straight away. This might end it.
I don't think it'll end it yet. We're going to have a 1-lap shootout. As Keaton gets turned by Ryan Manning. Oh, man, because of what Michael Keaton did, throwing it in all the way to the bottom, up to the top, taking out Greg McKinney. All of a sudden, Michael Keaton gets turned by Ryan Manning. I am pretty sure we're going to have a visit from the NASCAR hauler. Wow. I don't know what to say there.
I don't know what to say either.
I'm going to check with our racing official and what he thinks about that.
Well, if we thought a 7-lap battle to the finish was going to be brutal, how about a 1-lap shootout to the finish? That's going to be even more intense, as now we have Keaton back to where he needs to be, and now he's got that car. It looks like he's tracking a little bit. That's going to be a brutal last lap, but right now, the way it's lined up, ETV Live is 1-2.
As race control is not looking like he's going to do anything about between Keaton and Ryan Manning, there might be a visit to the hauler after this race to figure that one out.
Yeah, just as the caution flag had came out, we saw Keaton kind of dive it into turn 3 pretty hard, and he washed up a little bit. I believe that might have been what caused Kinney to go up into the outside wall, and then Manning maybe not too happy about that and sticking up for his teammate after that. But yeah, I think it's I just had to mention the boxing gloves.
I think the boxing gloves are definitely on right now. I'm pretty sure Keaton is fuming. I know Keaton didn't mean to take him out, as actually Larry Mulliken, I guess this series is different from NASCAR. They're going to give him the last wave around. He's going to come around with the ETV Live presented by HD Radio Network. Lucky Dog, he's going to be back on the lead lap. I'm pretty sure he might even finish in the top 5 because they're not done wrecking here. We're going to have about a lap shootout, so this is definitely going to get even more crazy. You got to know the teammates are going to work up front together. I'm pretty sure Timothy Silliman might have this victory. It depends what Craig McKinney wants to do, too, but he is on old tires.
You know, you say the team factor is going to come into play here on the last lap, and of course it will. But look who we have in front, and look who we have behind them. Keaton is second place, and his teammate is first. His car is damaged. Does he get back at these Hollywood Motorsports guys and hold them up on the restart?
I'm pretty sure he will. I'm pretty sure Keaton's car is destroyed. He might not be able to hold up McKinney, but I'm pretty sure he'll be searching for that 22 car. And if we don't see this happen this weekend, who knows? Drivers have one of those type of minds. When you hit me the wrong way, I might remember it. I'll definitely remember it. And maybe four races down the road, you might find yourself into the fence.
Yeah, possibly. These guys don't forget much, and that might not be something that Keaton forgets too quickly. I'm trying to think what he's going to possibly do, because, I mean, he's ahead of the 22 machine. If he tries and drops back there and tries to screw around with him, you know, it hurts the performance of the team, because Silverman is out in front. You know, does he risk trying to do something? Does he go up and help his teammate, or does he pull down to the apron and drop to the back of the field?
Oh, Keaton is stopping on track. I'm not sure what that's for. He might be going...
Or maybe... Oh, boy. That delayed the green. We're not going back green. I believe that is going to seal this up, as now Keaton comes back up to the front. I don't know what's going on, Kyle. This is nuts.
I think we're going to end it under caution. I don't know what Keaton was thinking there. I don't know. As we do get word now, the 16, 24, and 22 are going to the NASCAR hauler. That's not a place you want to be at.
Is now, oh yeah, we got the short track tempers. Kyle, hand me my boxing gloves. We got Greg McKinney and Michael Keaton. They are dooring each other down in turns 2. These guys are not happy at each other. I'm thinking that stopping on the apron thing was intentional by Keaton to draw the yellow flag out again. These guys are not happy at each other. But although, you know, we got to look past the anger and the problems, Timothy Silliman has won this race.
Yes, he has, for ETV Live Team Series. That's going to be their first victory. As Keaton, come back to us, man. I don't know where he went. He's blinked out. We're coming to the checkered flags now. I don't know where he went. Where did he go?
I don't know. Depending on what happens post-race, that could have cost ETV Live the win for the team as they cross the line. Timothy Silliman is the official winner of the ETV Live Team Series presented by HD Radio Network. The HallsOnPost.com 100 at Iowa Speedway goes to Timothy Silliman. Greg McKinney is going to finish in second place. And for I believe this is 4 consecutive weeks. We're not sure about last week, but we have 3 different teams in the top 3. Sean Brown for Crossed Out Motorsports comes home third, Ryan Manning fourth, and Steve Spieth rounding out the top 5.
Definitely an interesting day here out at Iowa, as we're hearing from race control as stuff is going on. I'm not sure, Kyle, if you're still in the service, you could give us a little bit of insight of what Dakota is talking about.
Yeah, from the talk that I'm hearing, they may have Keaton. From what I'm hearing, Keaton had a black flag from the damage that he had sustained and wasn't going to be able to finish the race without getting disqualified. So I believe that the black flag disqualified him on the last lap there and dropped him down. So I have a feeling this correlation between him dive bombing and Manning taking him out and stopping on the track, I think that has something to do with it. It's a shame that it had to end like that, but I don't think Timothy Silliman really cares. He just won this race.
Yes, he does. As we're going to go to commercial right now, I'm just going to kind of get everything sorted out right now.
plus other listeners where you could hear everything from big 80s metal to classic rock and roll, country radio, ETV, live sports radio, even adult and unplugged rock and roll. HDRadioNetwork.com, one of the fastest growing internet radio networks, HDRadioNetwork.com. Take it with you, cowboy. Get the mobile app for Android, iPhone, iPad, and all the rest from TuneIn.com. Team Racing Series returns to ETV Live on Tuesday nights following the Fast Track Racing Series radio show. After organizing a highly successful team series in 2010, Jerry Wolf is back with some kick-butt, take-no-prisoners team racing action like you have never seen before. The ETV Live Team Racing Series is sponsored by HD Radio Network live on Tuesday nights from 9 p.m. Eastern. Don't wimp out, dude. Catch the action live at etv-eplay.net. If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50-caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
Welcome back to Iowa Speedway here for the ETV Live Team Series presented by the HD Radio Network. We have just finished up a very controversial race. Still a lot of confusion, but we're going to talk to our top three finishers, and then we're going to have the head of competition, Jerry Wolf, come in here and explain to us what happened so everybody's on the same page. But I'm going to throw it down to Kyle Peddle, who has caught up with Sean Brown, our third-place finisher.
So I'm down here with Sean Brown. Sean, what were you thinking with those last couple cautions there?
I'm thinking I had to pee. Nah. I had new tires. Two cars in front of me had old tires, so I was thinking win.
Well, that's definitely interesting there, Sean. But as that race kind of went through, you guys got a couple cycles there where you got a couple cautions and you got a long green flag run, and then you got a couple more cautions. How was the car in the long run?
Longer I went, the better it got. Really wasn't pushing the car at all night, but man, I tell you, it was a good setup. Got to thank my extended teammates, Halls on Post, for the setup, and I got about 1,000 laps of practice here in the truck, so I didn't need much tonight.
It's definitely interesting here as we're getting a little bit of words of what's going on from NASCAR officials. What did you see from your view of the incident between McKinney, Manning, and Keaton?
Well, we got going there, and slash laps. So I don't know who it was behind me, but he stuck it in there on the low side, forced us 3 wide. And I think he cleared me coming off the turn there. And honestly, I don't know what was going on after that.
Definitely some weird things been going on here at Iowa Motor Speedway. Do you think this might carry over to where you guys are going next week?
I don't know. I mean, most of the guys in here have some, they race respectfully and give each other room and whatnot. But you never know. I mean, you get the green flag and, you tell yourself you're going to go easy and take your time, and the green flag drops, and all of a sudden you forget all that. So it's hard to say what will happen, actually.
Tell us who makes it happen before you get out of here there, Sean.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Who makes it happen for you?
I got the Halls on Post guys, HD Radio. John Wesling up there has always been a supporter of me. We've been racing, golly, I don't even know how many years together. He doesn't race much, but, Wolf, he's all right. You got to give him props once in a while.
10 point of that. And now we're actually going to go to the official second place finisher of Ryan Manning with Kyle Young.
Yeah, I'm looking through the standings here. We've had a bit of a shuffle up. We're going to get everything situated afterwards, but for what we are hearing, Timothy Silliman is being disqualified for the post-race actions. Greg McKinney is going to be scored your winner with Sean Brown second, and now we're going to get to our third place driver, Ryan Manning. Ryan, you move up to third place here. It was a very crazy night, but I believe after everything is shaking out, you guys at Hollywood Motorsports look to be able to possibly pick up the victory here. Tell us about any strategies that were going between you and Greg.
Well, there really wasn't any. For me, it was just staying out of trouble, which I managed to do well enough, I guess. I got in a little trouble with the 8 car, just got spun around. Damage wasn't too bad, got it fixed, and was a little off pace, but it was coming in okay until that caution came out.
At times it got a little bit brutal, but we had some really good green flag racing. And of course, I'm going to have to ask you, what went down there towards the end of that race? I mean, it got a little ugly, and we saw some contact with you and Keaton. What happened from your perspective?
Well, he dove underneath Sean way over his head and pushed all the way up the track and put my teammate in the wall. So I was going to chase him down and give him a bump. We caught 2 of them, I think, out of 2, and he went down to the apron and hit the brakes, and right as I was going to bump him, I caught his rear end and spun him instead of bumped him. So, not my intentions, but that's what happened, and whatever penalties come my way, I'll accept.
Short track tempers definitely flew a little bit, and if you want, I can give you my my pair of boxing gloves, or you can give them to Keaton or whatever. But you got a lot of stickers here on this race car. Who makes it happen for you?
Outlaw, my teammates. I wouldn't be here without them. That's for sure. I got to thank Jerry for letting me race, and I guess thank him for tolerating my foolery.
That was Ryan Manning, your third place finisher here tonight at Iowa Speedway. We're going to send it down to Victory Lane, where a very unexpected celebration is going to be going on for Greg McKinney. Kyle, go down there and let's hear it.
Well, the crowd is still in shock, and McKinney's crew is celebrating here as McKinney's going to climb out of the car. He can't believe what's happened. He's had the most dominant car tonight, and things just kind of fell into his lap. McKinney had a strong car all night. It looked like he needed about 3 or 4 laps to get that car going. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it was a little free out front. Then once we got a few laps under it, it really gets really good, long run, and just kind of got stuck out there with old tires and thought I could make it happen with guys taking 2 tires. I didn't want to be stuck 4th or 5th with 2 tires. and it ended up getting wild.
Oh, for sure. When we were going through that race, like I was talking to Sean, is you kind of got a couple cautions, and then you got a real long run. And like you said, your car was really good on the long runs, but when we got into that clump of like cautions after cautions after cautions, what was going through your head?
Praying they wasn't more cautions. My car wasn't very good out 2, 3, 4 laps in. I had to really baby it, center off.
I know I'm going to have to ask you this question like we've asked everybody else. What happened out there? What did you see from your vantage point between you, Michael Keaton, and Manning?
Oh, I'm not sure. I was on the very high side. My spotter told me there's a car low and a car in the middle, so I went real high. The next thing I know, I just see a Michael Keaton's car coming from the bottom to the top, and I just got on the brakes as hard as I could, and luckily didn't hit the wall too hard to get a meatball.
What did you think of Keaton's actions at the end there for stopping on track?
I thought that was a little bush league, but everybody's got their own opinion. But I figured that's what he was doing to try to finish where he was, and I was being told by the spotters that that was his teammate leading, so I figured that was what was going through there. But hey, it is what it is. Going to the next race.
Tell us who makes it happen for you.
Outlaw Motorsports, Ryan Manning does a hell of a job, setup-wise. Hollywood Motorsports, Mark Bratcher let me drive in here, and then ETV for letting me drive in this league. It was fun. That was a fun short track night. That's about the way it should be.
Congratulations on the win. I think we're going to have like a 3-way fight or something, Kyle. We're going to have to give them all boxing gloves. But now we're going to send it over to the competition director here with Jerry Wolf. He's come up with the penalties, and he's going to let you guys all know what happened between Michael Keaton and Manning and a couple other things.
I'm on vacation, man. I'm done. That's it. I've checked out. I'm in my trailer. I'm on my way home. Now, guys, really tonight, bad night. 9 cautions, Iowa, 115 laps. This should have been a lot simpler than it was. A lot of aggressive driving out there tonight. Hopefully we can clean that up. But we will get to the problem at hand here. Listen, I'm not here to make any friends. I'm here to provide a nice racing environment for all the guys that show up each and every week, put their time and effort in to spend a couple hours with us at ETV Live. I don't know what was going through the heads of 2 drivers tonight. I don't know if it was set up. I can't tell you that either way. But what I can tell you is it looked really bad. Had a chat with some of the ETV officials here, guys higher up than me, to make sure we were where we were at. It is an ETV Live team. I don't want to give any special treatment to anybody. At this point, Tim will be DQ'd for this race. He will get last place points, and I don't know where else to go from there. But that kind of driving style, like I said, I don't know if it was planned or not, but what it looked like, it looked really bad. It looked bad to a lot of other guys, and a lot of the drivers out there were asking for a DQ. And unfortunately, I don't want to ruffle any feathers, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not here to baby teams. This is the way it is, and hopefully we can pack it up, get our stuff back here next week, and hopefully have a good week next week, guys.
Looking forward to it. I appreciate everything you do. That was fun, man.
No problem, guys. Good win to McKinney there, and I'll let you guys take it back up to the booth. Have a good night.
I'll come back here up into the booth. And Kyle, do you want to go box or something? Because this is kind of how this one turned out tonight.
I don't see why we shouldn't. I mean, everybody else is doing it, so I mean, why don't we just, fit in and just dive at it? I'm a pretty big guy, so I don't know if you want to do that or not. But no, I mean, it was definitely a different touch from what we have seen so far this season. It was a bit of a rough race. We saw a lot of contact, a lot of accidents, and we saw a bit of aggression. And I want to be completely honest with you. That's what makes short track racing exciting. I honestly like to see a little bit of aggression going on, and some people not afraid to show what they feel about a certain thing. We definitely saw that tonight. Unfortunately, it hurt some people, and it hurt an innocent individual. It cost him a win for his teammates' actions. But it's a team series. You win as a team, you lose as a team, you act as a team. This isn't fully about you, it's about you and your team. And unfortunately for Timothy Sullivan, it was his team that brought him down. I'm sure he's not going to be too happy, but that's just, unfortunately, that's just the way it goes. And it's a big blow for the ETV Live team. They'll just have to move on and hopefully take this next week to calm down and maybe settle any issues with the Hollywood Motorsports guys, and we can move on and head to next week with calm heads and look forward to a great race.
And that, from all of us here at ETV Live, Kyle Piddle in the booth with Kyle Young, John JD pushing the bludgeons in the booth, Dakota Ehrman, Jerry Wolf putting this on. And once again, this is the ETV Live Team Series presented by the HD Radio Network. Good night.